Hello everybody, welcome to your Friday MCN. Hope you're having a lovely day, and yeah, we've got so many things to cover in this particular edition. I mean, one of the first things is that we've received compensation for the extended or inflated energy costs. This is something that, you know, it's just such a cost on energy, and I've been trying not to use any units to kind of like invest in energy refills. So I've been waiting for this compensation to come in so I can use all my energy refills to get the content done of the event quest, which I've done a little bit of, but I haven't 100%ed it, and I need to because I'm a little bit behind. I need to get the Paragon Gauntlet done, and then I need to focus on my unit farming for Cyber Weekend, and also whether or not I'm going to do Cyber Weekend investment or it's going to be over to Necropolis. So I'm not alone. A lot of people are in that particular boat where they're thinking if they're free-to-play players, they've got to make very kind of like important decisions, and as well all about creating stashes for these particular things that are coming in the future. So that's something as well to look out for. We've really just got straight into the news, so I'm just going to continue getting into the news and information. So one thing that's particularly interesting at the moment is a 7-star sigil. You might have seen this if you're a spending player, you know, buy the Summoner Sigil. Then under in game, if you go to your where is it, Black Eyes Market, it should be down at the bottom. Of course, I don't spend in the game, so it's always really interesting to see these things. I think more so because there is now a new version or new currency that has come your way, which is a type of token. But this particular token, which I don't think it says like what the token is actually called, is something that will require extra grind in order to grab, or this will be this is specific for Paragon and future Valiant players. So if you are indeed if you are a Valiant and Paragon player that has a Summoner Sigil, at a certain time frame you'll be able to, with 480 of these tokens, get the particular champion. Of course, that may not please everybody, but apparently Kabam said this in a live stream recently. I don't personally remember it, because here's the thing, a lot of things happen in a Kabam live stream, lots of information, which, you know, we try and cover as much as possible. Maybe I covered it, maybe I put it in like my live stream notes, who knows, something that maybe slipped through the cracks to obtain this. But yeah, there's obviously a there's not stealing, there's a requirement you have to hit with it. So a little bit disappointing, but that's, you know, Kabam stuff all the way with it. What else has been in the news? Updates to Rintrah. If you remember back a long time ago, Rintrah was a champion that Kabam were like, it's kind of broken and we need to fix it. But if we fix it in a certain way, the player base will largely know about it. And that's the thing. They have said that we're adding the hashtag dimensional being tag to Rintrah and making some bug fixes to his kit to ensure that abilities are functioning properly. These fixes are minor and do not modify any of the core gameplay loops that define Rintrah's gameplay and identify surrounding using neutralized to prevent buff-centric cosmic threats, which is something that I think a lot of the player base and fans of Rintrah, people that have Rintrah, jealous, do resonate a lot with. And yeah, it just kind of like says there's going to be update to info pages. There's one more information like dev note stuff. Rintrah still has his base 30% energy resistance and 20% critical resistance. These have been removed from the info page since they can now be seen in his attributes page, just to kind of forewarn people on that one. And yeah, just like info improvements, as well as Kabam saying one of the key bugs found with Rintrah's kit was inflicting 2 ruptures, while any root effect was active regardless of whether or not Rintrah was below 10 mystical charges, or if the attack used was a light contact attack. Rather than remove this and increase its damage elsewhere, we've decided to keep this way and specify the ability itself so that players using the ability intentionally or not could keep their same gameplay flow. So that's nice. Kabam have kept that. They could have been, you know, dicks and kind of removed it. And also, Rintrah's power gain in his signature ability has been reworked to function as to how it's been working since its release. We've chosen to keep the current state of the ability rather than modify match the older text. It will stay how it's currently functioning. Okay, so there's a lot of other kind of like bug fixes. Fixed an issue where Rintrah's info page stated, I mean, that's not really important, and I think all the stuff we've read out there, I don't see this being too much of an issue, but look, if you think this is going to be an issue, put it in the comment section. But from what I've read, from what I've seen, it doesn't look like to be too much of a problem. But I'm glad Kabam fixed it in a way that didn't nerf the champion to a degree that people who are fans of Rintrah, play Rintrah, rotate and enjoy the gameplay loop of Rintrah are disappointed. So that's kind of like, I think it's a win-win for the community on that one, because this could have been a very sticky situation if Kabam did something like, you know, fixed a lot of the bugs in a way that, you know, made the champion a bit, well, annoying to play with. And now on to Act 8.4 Beta. Can you get in? Some people can't, and this is of course annoying. Some people have pointed out the error right there. I would like to get involved with this. It's annoying because there's just so much on for me to do, especially from a creation standpoint. I do want to check it out, make some notes, prep for the future, prep for when 8.4 is out. Whether or not 8.4 comes out, it won't come out next month. Would it come out in February? Maybe. If it comes out in February, that could be very good, because it could be an option very you know, close together, that you could gain access to the Valiant title if you're unwilling to do 100% of the likes of you know, Necropolis. So there's lots of things, lots of spinning plates at the moment, and lots of different targets and priorities that players have. But it's interesting because people weren't able to access the particular beta. If you're wondering if there's any particular bug, there is. So this may be fixed by the time this video comes out, because this was put in yesterday, UK time, 7 PM UK time actually, because obviously for the news we curate these particular bits of information as we can and put them out in one big video. Command Jack says, hey everyone, the game team took a look, and it seems that their accounts were stuck. They have been manually granting access to these accounts, and most should be resolved. Those of you who had the issues, please try to access the beta again now. So hopefully you'll be able to get in now and play. No guarantee, but obviously it's worth kind of like checking out now, you know, what the crack is, whether or not you can actually get into this particular mode. Next up, and the Battlegrounds Season 12 ended early. 1 hour early, for example, and that ain't great. It isn't great because I know a lot of people were pushing in that last hour to get the required points to get the piece of guillotine. I definitely know I was rushing around until the day before, or was it the same day, to get the last milestone of the Battlegrounds milestone for Season 12, which a lot of people found as well very, very grindy, and you know, a bit of stress came from that. I thought it was kind of like me, maybe I was just kind of like feeling this, but a few people messaged me and also reached out to say, hey, you know, by the way, I missed out, or I'm Paragon and I'm feeling stressed. And you know, it was interesting to kind of note that a lot of people had a similar pain point. As said, you know, if you haven't seen the video, go and check it out. It was the one that was posted yesterday. They basically detailed the fact that I got into Gladiator's circuit a lot more easily than I thought I was going to. I thought I was, you know, wasn't going to make it. I ended up getting in with them requiring about 200,000 points to get my milestones, and that's when I found a lot of kind of pain points, and as well things. When things go really well in Battlegrounds, they go really well. When they go really badly, they can really go very badly with it. So it kind of felt like I was having a bit of a pain point issue with some stuff. And yeah, in any case, like to the point, Battlegrounds ended an hour earlier. When people asked me about this one, I did say that I believe this is because the game mode was set up with the daylight savings time not changed. And because it wasn't changed, it didn't reduce the hour. Like if you do arena around the daylight savings time, it will remove an hour from the run of play. The similar thing did not happen with Battlegrounds, and Kabam Jax did say, and we do have a follow-up with a support ticket, which is interesting. It said that the timer on the Battlegrounds game mode was marked expired at 9 AM PT for the entirety of the season. The timer expired and the game mode was removed as usual. The solo and alliance events usually have an additional hour of safety built into the clock or either side of the event, so that's just why you might have seen the milestones still up before 10 AM, usually end time. Thank you, daylight saving time. They tried to extend the timer, which didn't work and just caused further issues. So that's why they didn't extend it, if you're curious. Screenshots with extra time on the clock but matchmaking didn't work were likely taken in the moment of the game being pushed out the timer. interesting because there's been a support ticket. So shout out to Corey on Twitter, who messaged me with a support ticket from this one. There is a mention of, and I don't know if it's going to show up. We've got to like enlarge this. Kowalski magnify. We are going to do that indeed. So where does the line of compensation come in? Well, this is the problem with it. Like, I don't think it's specific, because it's more like treated as an if. So Kabam, first of all, you know, treat exactly what we've kind of read from Jax on the matter. Ultimately, season of Battlegrounds ended correctly, yada yada. Lastly, and this is the interesting point. Lastly, we wanted to let you know that if we provide players compensation for when Battlegrounds ended, it would be done through the in-game mail, so you can check there for updates. As we have provided you with all the information available to us, the ticket has been solved. So I don't think you're getting an answer there on that situation, and I don't think Kabam are going to issue out any compensation. It would be nice, but we will hold up. Don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. Always kind of think that Kabam aren't going to resolve it, and when you see something, happy days. Like, I was happy to see that energy refill compensation. Next up, when we move on to don't use emulators while playing Marvel Contest of Champions. I think you've got to literally be living under a rock not to know. Like, don't cheat in MCOC, because your account will be banned. Don't allow people to pilot your account, because you will be banned. Don't access the game whilst emulators are running, or don't use an emulator, or be very careful about what's running in the background, otherwise you will get banned. And of course, this particular player found out the hard way because they got banned. Funny enough, they were using an emulator at the same time, which is an emulator called Mimu, whatever that is. The best emulator for PC. Well, it sounds like the person was running on PC, maybe, unless it was like, yeah, it sounds like they were running it on PC or something, which is not good. Do not do that. You know, that's bad. Don't do it, because you'll be banned. Like, I mean, it's kind of like goes without saying on the matter. I think it's quite interesting, because it's then this particular person goes about, like, you know, saying that Kabam should make it more clear. Sadly, they make it as clear as possible. It's just a case of like, look, you know, as we say, as many other people say, don't do anything that might kind of like, you know, tell Kabam that you're a bit sus. And one of the sus things is when people run things in the background, they could be running bots and cheats and hacks and all that stuff at the same time. You know, you don't access the game. Like, we have to access, all of us have to access the game in the same way. If you don't, and you do it in a weird way, Kabam are onto you. And of course, they're going to ban your account. So at the end of the day, this is the reason I kind of cover this a lot of the time, is to kind of forewarn people. It's not like I enjoy talking about this stuff, but it is all about education. If you're a new player to the game and coming to my channel, as well as I think that all content creators should mention this, don't cheat, don't hack, don't use an emulator. Be very careful if you're using a VPN, and don't allow other people to access your account. Make sure your email address is to you and you only know the password to it, right? Because otherwise, you're losing your account. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching this video, and yeah, some other content in a moment will be on screen around about now. So go and support some other content and some other videos that I'm working on. So cheers, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.